2-2 substitution, solving a system of equations in which one equation is solved for a variable, then the expression is plugged into the second. 4 steps when dealing with substitution. Step 1, solve one equation with one variable, for one variable. Step 2, plug the expression from step 1 into the other equation. Step 3, solve the equation from step 2. Step 4, substitute the value of the variable obtained from step 3 into the either equation to find the value of the other variable. You'll want to refer back to this as you kind of work throughout your steps. We're going to go ahead and jump into the first problem here. Here's your 2 equations. If you look back at your steps, step 1 says one of the equations you need to solve for a variable. Well, if you look at it, we have y is already solved. Y is equal to negative 4x plus 1. Once you have solved for one of your equations, you will use the other equation, which is 4x minus 2y equals 20. We know what this y value is. Y, back up in step 1, is done. Y is equivalent to negative 4x plus 20. So you need to use the substitution there. Minus 2. Now, instead of the y, we're using what y is equivalent to, and that is negative 4x plus 20. And then we need to say equals 20. So here's y. Down here we substitute what y is equivalent to. Basically, if you look at your equation now, you've limited it down to one variable. So we have 4x, negative 2, this is our distributive property. Negative 2 times negative 4 is a positive 8x. Negative 2 into a positive 20 is a negative 40. And we have equals 20. Looking at your new problem, working down your paper, you have to combine your like terms, which is a positive 4x, a positive 8x, giving us 12x minus 40 equals 20. We need to get x alone, therefore we need to add 40 to both sides. And we will drop down our 12x, and that is equivalent to 20 plus 40 is 60. From here we need to get x alone, so we need to divide both sides by 12. And we would find out that x equals 5. Knowing x equals 5, we can plug that into either one of these equations. We're now on step 4. We can plug it into either one. I'm going to go ahead and plug it into that first equation that we have here. Y equals negative 4x plus 20. We just found out that our x value is 5. So y equals negative 4. And for x, we put in 5 plus 20. We get y equals negative 4 times 5 is a negative 20 plus 20. And we have y equals 0. So we now have a solution. This is the point of intersection between these two lines. Our solution. Our solution and our point of intersection is 5, 0. Moving on to example 2, if you look at example 2, actually both equations here, your variable y is solved. Y is equivalent to negative 3x plus 5, and y is also equivalent to the expression x minus 7. You just need to substitute in for y. It doesn't matter which one you substitute in for. So let's go ahead and substitute in for y. I'll put this first equation here, y. Well, I know y is equivalent to x minus 7. And that is equal to, I'm filling out the rest of that equation there, negative 3x plus 5. You need to get your variable on one side of the equation. This is minus 3x, so I'm going to add 3x. And I will do that to both sides. Giving us negative 7. Sorry, this is 4x minus negative 7 equals, here's where your variables will cancel out, giving us 5 left over on the right. Get your variable alone, we need to add 7. We drop down our 4x equals 12. Get x alone, divide by 4. And we come up with x equals 3. Now remember, to get your y value, you just simply substitute into one of your equations. So I'll use the equation y equals x minus 7. It doesn't matter which one we substitute in for. But y equals, in for x, x we now know is 3. So we come up with y equals negative 4. Our solution would therefore be 3, negative 4. Remember, the solution there is the point of intersection. This concludes our lesson.